Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be having a look at a true story animation, which is called I Hid in My BFF's Room to Hear the Most Shocking Truth. I don't know what this story is about, but I'm really excited to watch it. Before the video starts, leave a like and subscribe. Also, go and check out my story animated. I'll link them down in the description down below. And yes, let's have a look at this true story animation.
Everyone was trying to keep me away from the new boy, Nick. He was rumored to have a criminal record and had just been released from a juvenile detention center.
Yeah, if I were you, I would not go near him. Because if you hang around with him and he's got a criminal record, you could possibly fall into the wrong crime. And then you're gonna get put into jail, like you're literally gonna rob somebody.
But I didn't believe the gossip. It's true that he looked a bit creepy and had his own clothing style. But wearing a black hoodie all the time doesn't mean you're a criminal. I actually felt sorry for him. Everyone was deliberately avoiding him, so I decided to let him be my lab partner in chemistry class.
Well, I mean, if he does have a criminal record, it's not surprising that people aren't going near him. I've absolutely no idea what's gonna happen in this story, but by the sounds of it, he's probably gonna run his mouth about her and she's gonna get upset.
He was friendlier than I thought and seemed harmless, at least with me. In fact, I started to like him.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna fall in love and run away and do crime. I feel like that would be a really good storyline for a movie. Like, honestly, I would pay money to watch that.
We even started walking to school together. But soon, people started teasing me for hanging out with him. It's really hard for a popular girl like me to hear her friends whispering her name in the hallway. They were saying things about me hanging out with some freak. I didn't want to lose my friends for a man I had just met. I had to put my reputation first.
Okay, no, I kind of feel bad for him because if she's gonna drop him, I now feel bad. Like, I know he might not be the best person. I kind of didn't like him at the beginning. But come on, don't drop him. Like, you're literally the only person he has.
So, I decided to end our friendship. I know it sounds selfish.
Why would you do
but
that?
It would be better for both of us.
Yeah, he's not the bad person anymore. She's the bad person. I don't like her. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, I literally hated the guy at the beginning and I loved her, and now I like the guy and I hate her.
At lunch break, I decided to make a scene. I waited for Nick to come and sit at the same table as me. As he was about to sit down, I put my backpack on the seat and told him that he should find another table to sit at, away from me.
Oh gosh, she is petty. Oh, look at him. I feel so bad for him. Like, he literally looks like he's about to cry. Honestly, if I were him, I'd literally just pull that chain off and throw it at her. Maybe it'll knock some sense into her.
I tried so hard to not make him feel weird, but Nick walked off, looking so embarrassed.
Well, I don't blame him. You literally put your bag down and told him he's not allowed to sit beside you. He's probably thinking in his head, what is wrong with this girl?
And the whole hall laughed at him. I felt really bad. I told my best friend Claire, and she told me not to worry.
Okay, I don't know if I'm the only person who thinks this, but don't them characters kind of look weird? Like, I don't know, the cartoon just looks a wee bit deformed.
Claire and I have been friends for a year, and I trust her more than anyone. Ever since she and her mom moved to the suburbs of the town, she's been coming over to my house almost every day. Me and her have so much fun together, and she even gets on well with my mom and dad, especially my dad. Sometimes I think she gets on better with my dad than me.
Okay, so you're not telling me that's Shaggy and Daphne from Scooby-Doo? That is literally Shaggy right there. Like, you can't tell me that's not him.
She always talks about how cool and funny he is. I thought for a while that she had a crush on him, but I was probably making a big deal out of nothing. It's most likely she's just jealous, as she hasn't got a dad of her own.
Okay, that went really deep and dark really quickly. I don't think she has a crush on your dad, and I don't understand why she's bringing up her friend's dead dad. Honestly, that's petty. I don't like this girl.
Anyway, back to Nick. The next day, I thought things would get back to normal, but I then noticed Nick kept glaring at me in class.
Probably because you embarrassed him the day beforehand and upset his feelings. I'm assuming that this is an American story, but like, this just doesn't happen in the UK. Like, I've never heard or seen this happen.
Maybe he was still upset with me, but I didn't want to ask. I didn't want to be seen talking to him. That afternoon, I was going to meet Claire to hang out. I just needed to put some books away first. But when I got to my locker, I saw it was unlocked.
Nick has definitely went through her locker and trashed it. Like, she better not walk home alone because Nick is gonna grab her. She's gonna go missing. This is why you have to be careful of who you're friends with.
I knew I had locked it that morning. Someone must have broken in, but who could it be?
Nick.
I opened it up and looked inside. Everything looked the same as when I had left it. It was weird. What was the point of breaking in if they weren't going to take anything? Are they trying to hassle me? Then I realized what was missing. It was a photograph of me and my dad. I realized it must be Nick.
Yeah, Nick looks evil. I'm looking at him right now and he has definitely stolen that photo. Oh no, this poor girl. Why has this story got so many plot twists? Like, I feel like every second something new happens.
That creep had broken into my locker and stolen a picture of me. When I told Claire, Claire, she laughed at me and told me I must have left it unlocked.
Oh, I bet you Claire stole it. Oh yeah, I think Claire might have broken into her locker and stolen the photo of her and her dad. Imagine her parents adopt Claire in the end. Like, I feel like that's gonna happen. So many weird things have happened so far.
But I wasn't so sure. I couldn't prove it was Nick, but I had the feeling it was. Over the next few days, other strange things happened. I kept getting calls on my phone from an unknown number, and when I answered, there would just be someone breathing down the phone, and they would hang up.
Okay, not gonna lie, that happens to me sometimes, and it's actually the scariest thing ever. I can be the only person who gets phone calls from random numbers and they're trying to sell you stuff. Like, there's been so many times where a random number from like America or like somewhere in Europe or like India rings me, and I don't know how they've got my number, but they know what my name is. Like, it's actually kind of scary. And people always prank call me all the time, and I'm always scared my number's somehow gonna get leaked. Like, getting prank called is scary.
Then, I got in trouble at school for not completing my English homework. I knew I had put it in my teacher's tray, so someone must have removed it, so I would get into trouble. But the weirdest thing that happened was that I kept getting junk mail through the post, and loads of emails from companies I had never even heard of.
Yeah, someone signed up to some type of website with her details. It's either been Nick or her best friend. She needs to get some new friends. I feel like one minute I hate Nick, and then the next I love him, and then one minute I hate her, and then I love her, and then I hate her again. I've got so many mixed feelings.
Someone must have been giving my details out just to bug me. It must have been Nick trying to get his revenge on me for embarrassing him.
Or it could be your best friend, because I'm pretty sure your best friend is jealous of you somehow.
But I couldn't prove it. I told Claire all this, but she said maybe they were all coincidences.
Yeah, it's definitely Claire. I'm looking at her right now and she looks like the type of girl who would steal your stuff and pretend to be you online. Like, Claire is evil. Imagine Claire and Nick team up together to ruin her life. Now that is a story.
Lots of people get junk mail and prank phone calls, right? But then something happened, which proved it wasn't all in my head. One night, I tried to log onto Instagram and saw that my password had been changed. My account had been hacked. I looked at my account. Someone had changed my profile picture to one of a woman with makeup over her face, half dressed and falling over drunk.
This is taking like a really dark, creepy, weird turn. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this. Like, should I click off? Is this video haunted? I feel like it is haunted. I'm kind of scared right now.
Someone had edited the face to look just like me. I was so upset. And there were other photos on my profile too. Ones taken with my webcam without my knowledge.
Yeah, someone's obsessed with her. Like, she's got a stalker. I would call the police if I were her because I'm kind of concerned.
I called Claire in tears. I didn't know what to do, so she reported my account so the pictures would be taken down. But before it was removed, I saw all of the horrible comments from people at my school. I was so embarrassed. Now I had to convince everyone it wasn't me.
I'm pretty sure if people see you in school, they're gonna know that it's not you on the Instagram account. Like, you said it was some random old lady who kinda looks like you, but also isn't you. So I'm pretty sure if people in your school actually knew who you were, they would realize that it's not you.
Could you imagine being in such an awkward situation? The next night was the scariest incident by far. I had to stay late after school to finish an art project. By the time I left, it was getting dark. As I walked home, I kept glancing behind me as I thought I heard someone near. Then, I heard footsteps. I quickened my pace until I was almost running. As I turned a corner, I glanced behind me. There was someone wearing a black hoodie, hiding their faces. It was Nick. He had his hands in his pocket and was holding onto something. Was it a knife? I ran straight across the road towards my house.
Yeah, I told you at the beginning of this video that Nick is gonna try and kidnap her, and I'm pretty sure it's about to begin. Like, why is she walking home alone? If these things keep happening to her, she should know that something bad's gonna happen. Oh my gosh, this poor girl.
A car was heading right towards me and had to make an emergency stop. I heard its horn go off and someone shouting, but I ignored it. I ran up my driveway. I was so close to home. But then I saw something I couldn't quite believe. Nick was stood in the dark on my doorstep. How had he managed to get ahead of me? I ran into my neighbor's garden and hid behind a bush before he could see me. I crouched in the dark for ages until I saw Nick walking around looking for me. I was so terrified. Was I about to be murdered? Nick looked from side to side, then assuming I wasn't there, walked away.
Yeah, this is turning really creepy. I don't like this. What is Nick doing? Like, is he literally gonna try and kidnap her? She's gonna go missing. Like, she's never ever gonna be seen again. Doesn't she have a phone? Could she not like call someone? Where are her parents? Like, has Nick done something to her parents?
Then I saw my dad's car pull up in the driveway. I was so so relieved. Nick was right in front of the car. My dad would see him, and I could tell my dad everything. Dad got out of the car and walked over to Nick. Then the most shocking thing happened. Dad smiled at him. The person pulled down their hood, and I saw it wasn't Nick who was chasing me. It was Claire.
Yeah, Claire is evil. And I'm sorry, I'm looking at that dad. I'm gonna show you right now. That has to be Shaggy out of Scooby-Doo. Like, literally, that looks identical to him. See, this Claire person is giving me really creepy vibes. I don't like her. I haven't liked her since the beginning in the story. This is why you need to be careful of who you're friends with, because people like this exist.
Why was she wearing a hoodie like Nick? And why was my best friend following me? Was this some kind of sick game? Dad invited her into the house. I stood in the garden for ages, not sure what to do.
Run, like turn around and run the other direction. Claire is gonna do something to you, like you're literally gonna go missing. Claire, Nick, and the dad have teamed up. They're trying to get rid of you.
Claire was the one harassing me all along? Why was she doing this? After a while, I plucked up the courage, ready to head inside. When I got in, Claire was sitting at the table, and Dad was getting ready to serve us dinner.
Yeah, I don't like how smug Claire looks. She actually is evil, like this girl is evil.
Claire acted like nothing had happened. The hoodie she had been wearing was gone. She must have hidden it outside. I ate the meal and made conversation, but inside I was so upset and scared. As soon as Claire went home, I told Dad everything, but he laughed at me and told me that I must be making it up.
Yeah, something fishy is going on. I feel like something really creepy is about to happen. I don't know, they're gonna like pull the dad's head off and it's gonna be Nick underneath. Honestly, with these stories, you never know what's about to happen.
He told me that Claire was a sweet girl and would never do anything mean to me, especially trying to scare me. The next day, I was too scared to go to school. I lied to Dad and said that I had a stomachache. I don't think he believed me, but he let me take the day off anyway.
Surely that's a bit of an overreaction. Like, if you're at school, you're going to be around everyone in your school. If you stay home alone, on your own, in your room, Claire is going to jump through your window, like I'm telling you. She would have been better off at school.
By the afternoon, I knew what I had to do. I headed over to Claire's house. I knew that if I looked through her room, I could find the evidence that she was harassing me.
Couldn't she just call the police? Like, surely it would be better to call the police. Oh, I don't like these stories because they've got so many plot twists. Why can't she just confront Claire and tell her to leave her alone, or like call Claire's parents? She could literally ring Claire's parents and be like, your daughter's stalking me, tell her to leave me alone.
I biked over to Claire's house and looked for the spare key. I knew they kept it in one of those fake rocks and soon found it. I let myself into the house and shut the door. It was so easy. I headed to Claire's room. I had been there loads of times, but this time it felt different. Her room looked so normal, and I felt a pang of sadness when I saw a photo of us on her pinboard.
Your friend is literally stalking you. Like, she is literally following you home, hacking your social media, taking photos of you. She is harassing you. Like, you're literally being stalked by your best friend. Why are you feeling sympathy towards her? I don't understand.
Perhaps I was mistaken all along. Claire was my best friend. There was no way she would be so mean to me.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure your best friend doesn't follow you home from school. I can assure you none of my friends do that, and if they did, I would drop them as a friend. I never speak to them again and probably block them and everything so they couldn't contact me.
I was about to go when I heard a noise outside of someone approaching and the sound of a key in the door.
Oh, I think we're about to find out what's about to happen. I'm pretty sure this is what the whole story is led up to. She's in Claire's room and she's gonna find out the shocking truth. Imagine in the end it's like a massive dream and she wakes up, or she finds out that her parents have paid Claire to stalk her to find out what she's doing in her day. I feel like that is definitely a possible outcome.
How would I explain what I was doing? I knew I had no time to get out, so I hid under the bed. I couldn't see what was happening, but I could hear someone come into the bedroom and sit down on the bed. But they weren't alone. Claire was telling the other person how she had more photos of me to put online.
Yeah, it's definitely Claire and Nick, or Claire and her dad. We're about to find out. I'm kind of scared. Is someone gonna die?
I heard something that scared me more than anything else. The person she was talking to was Nick. They spoke about how much fun they were having messing with me and seeing me upset.
I told you all along, her and Nick have teamed up with each other. I know how these stories go all the time. Like, I know for a fact that they were stalking you. They have teamed up and they're harassing you and scaring you, and they're probably gonna blackmail you. You need to drop them as friends, call the police, and tell your parents. They are probably planning to kidnap you, and you're never ever ever gonna be seen again. Like, you need to run.
They were both trying to ruin my life. I laid under the bed, silently crying. After a few minutes, they said they they were going to go and get a coffee, and they headed out. They spoke like they had known each other for years. As soon as I was sure they had gone, I ran out of the house and home to my dad. I told him everything, and this time he believed me.
Yeah, I bet you the dad's probably in with them. I'm telling you, if your dad looks like that, he is evil. He is Shaggy. Like, Shaggy is with Claire and Nick. They're all working as a team to stalk her.
And took me straight to the police station. The police went round to Claire's house and started to investigate, and that was when the truth started to come out.
Oh no, we're about to find out what the truth is. I'm scared.
It turned out that Claire had always been jealous of me, as she was convinced that my dad was also hers. She never knew her dad, but knew that my dad and her mom dated years ago, before she was born. She was convinced that if they hadn't split up, then she would have had a better life.
I told you this was about to have some massive plot twist. I knew this was gonna happen. Like, I swear I said something about Claire and the dad. Oh my gosh, what is up with these stories? They're so weird.
She was jealous of my big house and hated that my dad had gotten married to my mom, had me, and forgotten all about her. She wanted to make me suffer because of it.
Couldn't they just do like a simple DNA test? I know that sounds really stupid, but if she really wanted to, she could probably get like some of his saliva from a drink or like a cup and then just like take it somewhere and get a DNA test done.
That was why Claire spent so much time hanging out with me. She didn't want to be my friend. She just wanted to see my dad and ruin my life.
Okay, so I know I don't like Claire, but I kind of feel bad for her. Like, that's kind of sad. Imagine living your whole life wondering who your dad was, and then you start to become suspicious about your best friend's dad, thinking that he's your dad. I kind of feel bad for her.
But that wasn't the most shocking thing. The police officer explained that Claire and Nick weren't strangers. They were twins. Nick had got into trouble when he was younger and had spent time in a juvenile detention center. When Claire and her mom had moved back to town, they had kept Nick a secret as they were ashamed of him.
Wait, so Nick and Claire are now siblings? They're twins? They're related? They live in the same house? I'm getting so confused, like I honestly don't know what to say. I'm so confused right now. Why has this got so many plot twists?
When he had been released and moved back to town, the school agreed to keep it a secret that he and Claire were related.
Isn't that illegal? Like, I swear the school could get in serious trouble for that. I'm pretty sure you can't pretend that somebody isn't your son. Like, I swear that is illegal. So many people are going to be getting arrested by the sounds of it.
So it didn't affect Claire at school. When I had upset Nick, he agreed to help Claire make my life a misery. I couldn't believe that Claire had a twin and that they had both been plotting against me. My dad was so upset that Claire and Nick's jealousy had caused me so much pain. He apologized for not telling me that he had dated Claire's mom, but he said that it had happened so long ago that he thought it was best not to talk about it.
See, I knew this was going to happen at the beginning. All these stories have a massive plot twist, and it's always got something to do with all the characters being related somehow. Oh gosh, I don't know how to feel. This is crazy.
And he didn't want to upset my mom by talking about his ex. Claire's mom had moved out of town before Dad had even known she was pregnant, but he took a paternity test to settle this. It turns out he wasn't Claire and Nick's father, which was such a relief.
Hopefully that'll mean that Claire will leave her alone. Are they going to become friends again? Like, what's going to happen? I'm so confused.
All of the jealousy they had aimed at me, and it was all for no reason. That was a month ago. Since then, Nick has been sent back to a juvenile detention center. Claire got off with a warning from the police, but was expelled from school for breaking into my locker and stealing my homework.
Oh, come on. Did she really get expelled for that? Out of anything that happened in this story, the stalking, the harassment, she literally got expelled for stealing her homework and breaking into her locker. Can you even get in trouble for that? Like, I swear she only should have got like a detention or like a warning. I wonder if she got charged by the police, or we're gonna find out.
Her mom was so embarrassed that she moved away, taking Claire with her. Now, I have a personal attack alarm that I carry everywhere, and when I am out, I am constantly looking over my shoulder, just in case there is someone following me.
Honestly, if I were her, I would too. Like, you don't know when Nick and Claire are gonna jump out again. For all she knows, her dad could literally have another child. Like, why is there so many stalkers in this video?
I still can't believe that my best friend was actually my worst enemy. And the worst thing is, I still miss Claire.
Why does she miss her best friend? Her best friend literally stalked her, harassed her, and followed her home. Anyways, guys, that is the end of the video. Not gonna lie, I don't really know how to feel about this. Like, that story was really weird. It had so many plot twists, like, it was kind of creepy. So yeah, that was basically the story. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know if I should react to more animation stories in the future, and I definitely will. There's quite a few on this channel. So this video was from the channel My Story Animated. I'll leave a link down to their channel down in the description down below. definitely go and check them out. They've got hundreds of animation videos, and I will definitely react to some more in the future. Thank you so much for watching this point if you haven't already. Make sure to go through and watch some of my other videos if you enjoyed this video. And yes, I will see you all in my next video.